I would now like to ask Sverre Skimmeland to come and join me here. And Sverre Skimmeland is a lawyer, and he has a law firm with, I think it's 11 lawyers that work on Barnevernet cases.
11 people, most of them lawyers. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So it's quite a large law firm that takes up, at the moment, I think you were working on over 50 cases dealing with child protection services.
We are working on a lot of cases regarding child protection, the system. We are currently not working on 50 cases. I think it should be around 15 maybe.
Currently, but you've done in the past, you've done more.
Yes. And we're also working on some very heavy cases. One of them will come in the Norwegian paper in a couple of days. A young girl will step forward and tell about her situation. I don't know exactly how much she will tell, but so you'll have to read it in the Norwegian paper. Yes.
So a young girl who was taken away herself from Barnevernet will tell her story.
Yes, she will tell her story. She was alone in a Barnevernet institution. She's originally from very south in Norway, and she was put in an institution in the far north, in Alta, I think. We just started working on this case. We're working 4 lawyers on the case. It's a very heavy case. And she there was about 18 people. She was alone, separated in this institution with approximately 18-20 workers just for her. She managed to escape to Poland. And we were doing much work there to try to make it possible for her to stay there. But Barnevernet, they managed to go there on the weekend when there was unskilled workers in the institution in Poland, so they managed to manipulate the staff there and take her with her without any court hearings. It was we had engaged a lot of people also in Poland to help in this case, and a Polish lawyer and some organizations there, but it was not possible to stop it, unfortunately. But she is fighting for her life, not to get back to that institution. I'm unsure how much I should tell you, but she's in the hospital now, and she prays for us to help her and to not go back.
How old is she?
16 years old, and she don't want to go back.
Now, as a lawyer working on these cases, can you help us to understand this better? How is it possible that the government takes children out of families without good reasons? We all understand that there might be some extreme cases where it makes sense to take the kids out of this situation. But how is it legally possible that this is happening in Norway the way it is?
One main issue is the lack of equality of arms, and it's very difficult for the parents to get proper contradiction in the cases. The case usually starts with Barnevernet contacting the parents, calling in for a meeting. They don't say what the meeting is about. They take the parents in, and very often, like in the Barnevernet case, they separate the parents, and they put hard pressure on them. They don't get free legal advice at this point of the case, and that is a big problem, because in some cases I have pro bono gone into such cases and made a huge difference to save children. And when the case continues, if Barnevernet chooses that, there's free legal aid, but it's limit on the hour you are allowed to use. The lawyer working for Barnevernet, he's getting much more paid per hour, and so it's a problem to do a proper job for the payment you get. This is it's difficult for us, and we're only people, and we have to help regarding if there's payment or not. We will have to give proper help. And the cases, they very often they starts like we heard here with emergency cases. There's an exception in the Norwegian law, so that if it's a very serious case with sexual abuse, drug addiction regarding the parents, qualified violence, then they have it's allowed to take the children without a court hearing first. And in the new law, all this was the Parliament was trying to limit this the use of this way to do it. But as I say, this is where they should use this possibility. It should be around statistically maximum 10% of the cases, maximum. Statistically, they do this in about 80 to 90% of the cases. So they go in without any evidence, with little, the case is almost nothing, and they take the child away. That's the situation. And like we heard in the Barnevernet case, it's the main way they do it. They separate the siblings. So the siblings will be all alone and being in a very bad situation, I think. Later on in the case, Barnevernet they chooses as a psychologist. It's appointed by Barnevernet, not by the court. It's paid by Barnevernet, not by the court. And they build this case, and it's very difficult to prove that the parents are good parents. Very difficult. And when I go to court and I ask the court to appoint a new psychologist, there's heavy resistance to that. So it's very, very difficult to get contradiction to the psychologist paid by Barnevernet, and they are paid, they can earn from one Barnevernet over 100,000 euros each year, and if they go against Barnevernet, they don't get more business. Another challenge is that there has been so many cases regarding the child protection system in Norway that they have limited the access from the lower court to the appeal court. So you have to seek permission to appeal to the appeal court, and it has become almost impossible to take those cases to the Supreme Court. And like we have heard here today, parents who loses their children, they get very limited visiting rights. It can be from 2 to 4 times a year, maybe 2 to 3 hours under supervision. That's very often the case. Some cases we manage to get up to 12 times a year, but that's not so usual. The children and parents, they are suffering as a result of this system. And what you hear of these stories, they are actually true. I can bear witness to this. And many of the children, they take away, they're into foster care, they're into institutions. They are suffering. It's very common with sexual abuse in the institutions and in foster care. I just came here by plane yesterday, and I was just checking in my hotel. I got a phone from my mother in Bergen, my hometown. Her son had been sexually abused in foster care. It's a terrible situation. Yes. So I will appeal to you all, keep up the fight, help us save the children.